Imagine this, 80,000 voices, holding their breath. A ball drops from the sky, 35 yards out. Back to goal. No time, no angle. But one man, one impossible man, chests it down, spins, and unleashes a thunderbolt that kisses the top corner like it was always meant to be there. The stadium falls completely silent for 2 full seconds. Then pandemonium. The referee, a man who'd seen Pelé and Cruyff in their prime, just stands there, hands on his head muttering, "That's the best goal I've ever seen." And the man who scored it, he just shrugged like it was Tuesday. His name was Robin Friday, and in 4 short years of professional football, he became a god to 2 clubs and a ghost to the rest of the world. But here's the thing, he was too good for the top flight and way too wild for the world. This is the story of the greatest player you never saw. Welcome to iconic era football. Welcome back. Let's dive in. West London, 1952. Twin boys born into a working-class flat that smelled of cigarette smoke and Sunday roasts. Robin and Tony Friday. Their dad Alf had played a bit, but nothing like what was coming. From the moment Robin could kick an orange down the street, you could see it. That touch, that vision, that arrogance that only the truly gifted can carry without looking stupid. But here's the twist nobody talks about. By 13, he was already in and out of Borstal, robbing a toy shop, impersonating a copper with a kid's helmet, running wild through the streets like the rules were written for other people. Married at 16, divorced before most lads even had their first proper girlfriend. Could you imagine that kind of fire at that age? The kind that burns so bright it scares everyone around you? Football was the only thing that could contain it. Non-league pitches, Sunday mornings, a plasterer by day, a magician with a ball by afternoon. Word spread fast. Reading came calling in February 1974. 4th Division, Elm Park, a proper old-school football club that needed a savior. They got one, but they had no idea what they were signing. First training session. The senior pros are watching this skinny London lad with the long hair and the attitude. He nutmegs the captain in the first 5 minutes, then does it again, on purpose. Manager Charlie Hurley just smiles and shakes his head. We've got something here. Debut, instant impact, goals from impossible angles, step-overs before they had a name. He played like George Best, if George Best had grown up fighting in the streets of Acton instead of Belfast. End of his first full season, 20 goals, player of the year, top scorer. The fans at Elm Park started turning up early just to watch him warm up. But here's the secret they didn't know yet. Robin Friday wasn't just playing football. He was waging war. On the pitch, he hated everyone wearing a different color. He'd kick, elbow, stare down, anything to win. Off it, the party started early and ended late. Heavy drinking. Women. The kind of nights that left him training with bloodshot eyes and a grin that said, "Try and stop me." And then, 1975 to 76 season arrived. Promotion was the dream. Robin Friday made it feel like destiny. The crowds at Elm Park grew louder. The chants became hymns. Robin Friday, Robin Friday. He was scoring for fun. 46 goals in 121 games across his Reading career. But numbers don't tell you how they felt. Imagine this, a long ball over the top. Friday controls it on his chest, 30 yards out, back to goal. The entire stadium holds its breath. He turns and volleys it with the outside of his right foot. Top corner, net bulging like it's been punched. Silence. Then, absolute bedlam. Referee Clive Thomas, the man who refereed World Cup finals, later said, "Even against Pelé and Cruyff, that's the best goal I've ever seen." Friday just jogged back to the center circle like he'd scored a tap-in. That season Reading won promotion from the 4th Division. Without him, it never happens. He was voted Player of the Year, again. But the storm clouds were already gathering. The drinking got heavier, the nights longer, the rumors started swirling. And then came the moment that would change everything. April 1976. Rochdale away. Last-minute winner. Reading go 3 points clear. Friday wheels away, past the goal, straight to the policeman standing there. He rips the cop's helmet off, plants a big kiss on his forehead, puts the helmet back on, and runs off laughing. The crowd loses their minds. The newspapers go wild. But inside the dressing room, the manager is starting to worry. Because Robin Friday wasn't just eccentric anymore. He was becoming uncontrollable. He'd dance stark naked in nightclubs, carry a live swan into a hotel bar, get barred from the same pub 10 times, and still get let back in because the landlord couldn't stay mad at him. He once pooed in an opponent's kit bag after being sent off. Mark Lawrenson never forgot that one. But here's the thing. The talent was still ridiculous. Still world-class. Clubs higher up were watching. Reading knew they couldn't keep him forever. In the summer of 1976, Cardiff City came calling. £15,000. Reading took the money. Friday took the train to Wales. And the legend took a darker turn. Ninian Park. The Bluebirds. Cardiff fans had heard the stories. They thought they were getting a superstar. They were right. But they also got the chaos. 21 appearances. 6 goals. He still had moments of pure magic. But the off-field stuff? It was spiraling. Drugs were no longer just weekend fun. They were becoming part of the routine. He'd show up to training hungover. Sometimes worse. Sent off for violent conduct. Kicked players. Fought referees. The intimidation that once worked in the 4th Division now looked reckless in the 3rd. And then came the infamous moment against Brighton. Sent off again. Walks straight into the away dressing room and defecates in Mark Lawrenson's kit bag. The story spread like wildfire. Managers started to fear him. Teammates started to worry about him. The man who once danced like a rock star on the pitch was starting to look like he was burning out in real time. Could you imagine watching pure genius slowly destroy itself? The fans still sang his name, but everyone could see the end coming. December 1977. Robin Friday walks into the manager's office at Cardiff. He's 25 years old. He looks the manager dead in the eye and says, "I'm done. Mutual agreement. Contract terminated." He had 4 years of professional football, 160-odd games, 60-odd goals, and one of the shortest, brightest, maddest careers English football has ever seen. He retired on his own terms, before the game could retire him. But here's the heartbreaking truth. Football wasn't the problem. Robin Friday was the problem. The fire that made him unplayable was the same fire that would consume him. He went back to London, back to acting, the plastering job, the pubs, the women, the drugs, 2 more divorces, more chaos. The man who once made 80,000 people hold their breath now struggled to hold himself together. The 1980s were brutal. Alcohol, heroin, diconal, whatever he could get his hands on. Prison time for petty crimes. Living in squalor. The talent that once lit up Elm Park and Ninian Park was now just a memory shared in pubs by men with misty eyes. He still played Sunday league sometimes. Still had flashes. But the body was broken. The spirit was tired. Then, December 22nd, 1990. A cold flat in Acton. Robin Friday, aged 38, found dead on the floor. Heart attack. The coroner's report was clinical. But those who knew him, those who loved him, they whispered the truth. Suspected heroin overdose. The greatest player you never saw, gone before he turned 40. Hundreds turned up to his funeral. Reading fans, Cardiff fans, old teammates, old enemies. They all came to say goodbye to the man who lived more in 4 years than most do in a lifetime. Today, Robin Friday is more than a player. He's a symbol. Voted Reading's best ever player 3 times. Player of the Millennium. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2022. A BBC poll named him the greatest cult hero for both Reading and Cardiff. The Welsh band Super Furry Animals put his famous V-sign photo on an album cover and dedicated it to him. There's a book called The Greatest Footballer You Never Saw. And every time a kid in the 4th Division does something ridiculous with a football, someone somewhere still says, "Bloody hell, it's a Robin Friday moment." He never played in the top flight. Never played for England. Never chased the money or the fame the way the modern game demands. But he left something purer behind. A reminder that football, at its most beautiful, is sometimes wild, reckless, and heartbreakingly short. He was too good for the top flight, and far too wild for this world. And that is why we'll never forget him. So there you have it, the legend of Robin Friday. The man who scored goals that made referees speechless. The man who kissed coppers and danced naked, and lived like every day was his last. The man who burned brighter than almost anyone, and paid the ultimate price. In an era of superstars and super wages, Robin Friday reminds us what football used to feel like when it was raw, when talent wasn't manufactured, when characters were larger than life, when one man in a red and white shirt could make an entire town believe in magic. His story is tragic, but it's also beautiful, because for a few short years, he gave us something the modern game rarely does anymore: pure, unfiltered joy. If this story moved you, if it made you feel something, hit that like button. Subscribe to Iconic Era. We bring you the forgotten legends, the hidden stories, the players who made football matter. Drop a comment. Who's your favorite cult hero? Who's the greatest player you never saw? And share this with one mate who loves proper football stories. Because legends like Robin Friday deserve to be remembered. We'll see you in the next era. Until then, stay iconic. Thanks for watching. Bye.